the Fed eventually will self-destruct, but in the meantime, we ought to know what they're doing. And this is where the greatest resistance came to what type of international transactions that they carry out, especially, during the bailouts. I mean, it wasn't just bailing out General Motors and a few domestic companies. This was an international bailout involving many central banks and many governments.
Well, I was speculating on this show last week that maybe the Federal Reserve has a deal with the ECB, that it's the ECB that is providing all the buying in Belgium, and that the Fed never would have tapered were it not for the ECB promising to pick up the slack. You think that there's a possibility that my suspicion is correct and there is something going on between these two central banks?
Yeah, and I think they're willing to make deals with anybody and everybody, at times, if it's necessary to talk to the Japanese and even the Chinese, less so now than it used to be. No, I think that's since the buying and selling was in Europe, including Russia, the ECB may very well could do this. But we can provide liquidity, too, internationally and not have it show up because they're capable of doing this. No, I think it's a quid pro quo, and it's pretty amazing how well they do. You think this would crumble a little bit sooner, but I always figure the longer they keep this together, because it's artificial, it's patching a building without a foundation. So eventually, the bigger the building gets and the weaker the foundation, I think that means the bigger the crash.